This video is brought to you by HockeyMonkey.com, your one-stop shop for the best prices on all the latest and greatest hockey gear. Be sure to use coupon code HR4U7 at checkout to receive 7% off any order. Hey guys, Josh from HockeyReviewsForYou.com bringing you my review of the Warrior Diablo hockey stick. Now this is an older top-end model from Warrior. It used to have a retail price of $240 US, but now that it is a little bit older, you can pick it up for under $100 with the HR4U7 coupon code linked in the description of this video. So not only is this a great performer overall, it's an absolutely fantastic value. And if you're looking for something that's going to have top-end performance for a sub $100 price tag, the Diablo definitely seems like a very, very solid option. So with that being said, let's get right into the review. Starting off with the overall weight and balance of the stick, the Diablo weighs in at a lightweight 440 grams, so it's pretty much on par with most high-end sticks, even though it is a slightly older model. As far as the balance is concerned, in my opinion, it's very well balanced. It has a nice lightweight feel in hand, and at the same time, it has a nice solid construction about it as well. If anything, I would say it's a touch blade heavy, but for the most part, for a stick that's under $100, this is going to be one of the lightest and one of the most well-balanced options that money can buy. In terms of the shaft itself, I really like the in-hand feel of the Warrior Diablo. It really reminds me of the original Dolomite model, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. I had a couple of those, and like I said, the in-hand dimensions of the shaft feel very similar. It's got rounded corners and double concave sidewalls, and like I said, it has a nice rounded feel in hand, but still allows you to get a nice solid grip. In terms of the taper on the shaft, you're going to find that towards the bottom, this stick features the dagger taper, which has a very slim profile looking down towards the blade, and a slightly wider profile on the length of the shaft, as you can see. So for the most part, if you do drop your hand down to take face-offs and stuff like that, it will have a slightly different feel in comparison to the middle and higher up the shaft. But for the most part, you can still get a nice solid grip, and it isn't too much of a concern in terms of how the stick feels in hand. Another thing to take note of is that this stick is available in both grip and clear variations, which does actually change the color of the stick as well. I use the grip variation for testing. That generally tends to be my preference, and it's basically just a rubberized coating with a slight texturing to it. Really nice feel with a pair of gloves on. But again, if you prefer something with a little bit more of a matte finish, again, the clear variation is also available at the same low price. In terms of puck feel, I really enjoyed using the Warrior Diablo. It's one of those sticks that has a slightly more forgiving feel about it, which is kind of rare as far as high-end sticks go, but something that I personally enjoyed about this particular stick. Now, as far as the construction of the blade itself goes, this is Warrior's Pro Balance blade, which features a D-Lite foam core construction. What that implies is that you're going to have a more dense, slightly heavier foam core in the heel area, and then as you move towards the toe, the material is going to get thinner and more lightweight, making for a very lightweight balance feel, but also varying the type of feel you're going to get across the face of the blade. It's going to be a little bit more rigid towards the heel area, whereas towards the middle and toe is going to be a little bit more forgiving, which is great for stick handling, at least in my opinion. Now, as far as the outer layer goes, it's pretty much just a standard carbon fiber, and for those of you guys that saw my review on the Warrior Widow, what the Diablo does not have is that extra hard Kevlar layer, so it's not quite as pingy or responsive as what you're going to get from the Warrior Widow, but still very, very good, and what you would expect in terms of performance from a high-end hockey stick. And considering that you can pick this guy up for under $100 US, it's a pretty impressive value, and definitely something to take a look at if you are looking for a hockey stick that has puck feel, that is a little bit more forgiving, and is just very, very easy to use and get used to. In terms of shooting the puck, I found the Warrior Diablo very easy to use. It is a low kick point stick because of that dagger taper, and because it isn't a true one-piece construction like you're going to find on something like the Warrior Widow, I found that for whatever reason, it was a little bit easier to load than something like the Widow. I used 85 flex for testing, which is normally what I use. I use 85 or 75 depending on the stick, and I found that for an 85 flex, this stick tended to feel a little bit softer. So for the most part, again, when you are taking those wrist shots and snapshots, it loads up very easily and you get that nice energy transfer and that pop in your shot. But for the most part, the low kick point I didn't find to be particularly fantastic when it came to taking a little bit heavier shots, such as slap shots and one-timers. Not to say that you couldn't do it in the stick. Like I said, it's just better suited because of that low kick point for a more quick release shooting style. Other than that though, I really didn't have any issues with the blade opening up or anything like that. Again, you get that nice low kick from the dagger taper, but at the same time the wider face of the taper itself does add to the overall torsional strength of the blade. And overall, it's just a really good performer, very easy to use. And if you're looking for something that's going to consistently enhance the power of your shot because of that low kick point, because of the very easy loading of the stick, you're really going to enjoy the Warrior Diablo. And again, the price to performance ratio is off the charts, considering that you can pick this up for under $100. In terms of durability, I don't really have any major concerns with the Warrior Diablo, other than just some minor scratches and scrapes that you would expect from normal wear on any composite hockey stick. Nothing seems to be wrong with this stick after testing. The paint doesn't seem to chip, and because it is a fused one-piece construction as opposed to a true one-piece, it does have that little bit of extra weight, which adds to the overall solid feel. And because it does have a slightly higher than average weight for a high-end hockey stick, you can expect the durability to also reflect on that, and that it should last a little bit longer because you do have slightly more material on the stick itself. So for the most part, in terms of a stick that's going to perform well and also last a pretty long time, the Warrior Diablo definitely seems to fit that bill. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Warrior Diablo hockey stick. It certainly isn't anything fancy as far as what I've used, but performance-wise, it has all the elements of a high-end stick. It's lightweight, it's well-balanced, it offers some really good puck feel, and considering that you can pick it up for under $100, it's an absolutely tremendous value if you are looking for something that's going to perform very well, but you're also on a bit of a budget. So again, if you're interested in picking up one of these for yourself, you can find the link in the description of this video, and be sure to use that HR4U7 coupon code to get yourself an extra 7% off the already very fair price on this particular product. If you have any questions regarding the stick or any suggestions for other products you'd like to see me bring in and review, be sure to leave your comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews on all the latest and greatest hockey equipment. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.